Hello students, this is Jyoti Rathod. Today I am going to read the first unit from your English Literature class 8th textbook, the second chapter, Adventure is a Way of Life. It is from Unit 1, Roads Less Taken. Let me introduce you to this chapter. These are the excerpts from the conversation of the daring father, a Padma Shri awardee, Ajit Bajaj, and his daughter, Diya Bajaj, given to ndtv.com on 24th of May 2018. We are going to read about Ajit and Diya Bajaj, who were the first father-daughter duo to attempt climbing Mount Everest despite life-threatening challenges, extreme weather conditions, and the arduous nature of the climb. Let us know about Ajit Bajaj. Ajit Bajaj was the first Indian to ski to the North Pole and the South Pole within a year. His father introduced him to the outdoors, trekking in the mountains. At young age, he started climbing, rafting, skiing, and eventually took up adventure sports professionally. Now it is his hobby, passion, and profession. Let us also know about Diya Bajaj. Diya Bajaj was introduced at the extreme outdoors in her early age by her father. She swam in the school nationals and has a black belt in Taekwondo. She was trained at Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. She climbed Mount Elbrus, the highest mountain in Europe in 2012. She was the youngest person on the planet to ski across the Greenland ice cap, which is the second largest chunk of ice after Antarctica. Let us talk about a year-long training they took before climbing the Everest. Ajit shares here that training before climbing Mount Everest was fun for them. They began to run, swim, and working out at a gym to get physically fit. Then they did an expedition in Ladakh at 20,500 feet in August. It was the first idea to climb together as father-daughter team before the big climb. They also did three more expeditions after that. They met their Sherpa team at Nepal, bought equipment, and went over the Renjola Pass. Back to Ladakh, they stayed with the army and were lucky enough to spot a snow leopard. While talking about the journey, the experience they had, and the challenges they faced, Ajit says when both of them were confident and in good shape, they attempted the climb to Mount Everest from Tibet on April 10th. But still, they were worried. Fear of the unknown. Halfway through the journey, they faced huge storm. Climbing on the steep slopes was extremely hard, with gusty winds blowing at the speed of 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. The last night before the feat, they couldn't sleep much. The temperatures were between minus 35 and minus 40 degrees Celsius. While climbing, shockingly Ajit's oxygen mask malfunctioned. It froze just an hour and a half below the summit. Dia was climbing well, but then he found a spare mask and resumed climbing. Dia reached the summit at 4:30 a.m. and she was fortunate enough to see the sunrise from the Everest. Ajit reached 15 minutes after her. They planted the tricolor national flag on the summit on May 16. It was a very special moment for both of them, and they both were extremely emotional at that time. This achievement was more like a dream than reality. It was a challenging task too, to come down the summit, as it was mandatory. They faced the narrow path with lot of dangerous situation, but they were careful and focused. The homecoming. The father-daughter duo were welcomed by the family, friends, relatives, residents of the colony at Gurgaon with garlands, dolwalas and mithai. Ajit shares that they were too exhausted. It was difficult to adjust with the heat. They have been suddenly thrown from -40 to -44 degrees Celsius. While asking further about their adventures, he said, "We do have a bucket list and it features a mix of climbing and adventure sports." When asked to Dia about her feeling as a girl child, Dia says that she feels really lucky that her parents supported her in all her adventures. She noticed that her mother has been their pillar of strength. She gives a message and says through this conversation that girls can do anything and reach any height if they have the support of their families. Thank you, children. Keep learning.